Lawal more dangerous, Johnny, on Saturday?
Yeah, Harold Graham once said to me that the most dangerous fighters are the calmest ones. If you're calm and you're really calm, you're in control of your emotions, what you've got to do makes you a dangerous fighter. So is this front with Mikael Lawal? Has he got it all in hand? Or does Isaac know this guy wears his heart on his sleeve and he knows how to poke the bear slowly but surely? And will it all erupt come fight night? As Andy said, I loved, if I was a fighter and I was in Isaac's shoes, I'd have done exactly the same thing, if not more, because he's got to rattle this man out of his gameplay because he's a strong, dangerous, unbeaten champion. So therefore, you want to get every advantage possible, get emotion involved and everything. Isaac's doing the right thing, but the proof is in the pudding when the bell goes. That's what it's all about.
But also, I think today is going to be rather interesting, isn't it, to see if that sort of spills over for Lawal, if he's going to be as chilled today or if he's going to get drawn in a little bit.
He can't afford to get drawn in. He's done so well. He's chose to take the stick, get the roasting for not turning up previously. He turned up yesterday because he had to turn up. He's turned up today because he has to turn up. If he lets that mask slip, that will do nothing but boost the corner of Isaac and his team to say, we've got him. And that's half of the battle lost.
With emotions so high, stakes so high, because there's a lot on the line. It's not just the British and the vacant Commonwealth title on the line. Isaac spoke about it yesterday. There's pride, isn't there? There's
bragging rights.
Bragging rights. So much at stake in this fight. And that is kind of keeping your emotions in check. How hard will that be on Saturday?
You've just got to try and channel it. You've got to harness that energy. If there is bad feeling or if he has got under his skin, he's hit it quite well. But if anything, what he might try and do is use that as extra motivation. Not that I think he'll need that, but I think Chamberlain was trying to sort of put him down a little bit as well, as trying to get that sort of one-upmanship, as in I'm superior to you. But I think, as the lads have said there, I think Lawal, he didn't really bite on it. He didn't play into it. And if he didn't do that yesterday, he's not going to do it now. He just wants to get on the scales and get out of here, recharge and, rest. And, there'll be plenty of time to switch on in the dressing room tomorrow night.
It's a 50-50 clash, but who do you think, Andy, the pressure is on more?
I feel like the pressure's on Isaac more because
Right.
you look at the record he's got, his two biggest fights, he's lost them both. The fight against Okoli
He's
had a
also
huge
not
profile.
had that much momentum lately, has he really?
No, that's
behind
it.
him?
The fight with Okoli, it's a long time ago, but it happened. And it was a huge profile. They were headlining the O2, did nearly 10,000 tickets. And on the night, to be honest with you, he froze.
Yeah.
I think he got caught by Okoli early on, felt it a little bit and went into his shell. That's what happened. And he got through the fight, but I think he felt like he'll have had regret about that. He won't have had any regret about the defeat against Chris Bidham-Smith because he put up a really good performance. But as we said yesterday, he lost. And what you can't have is being the nearly man. He's got to use the experiences from those two fights and translate it into a win here. I think if he doesn't manage to win on Saturday, tomorrow night, I think it's a big, big blow for him. It's not like he wouldn't have anywhere else to go, but it'd be a problem because people would look at him and just think, when it comes to the big occasion, you come second.
Totally agree with you. I believe that Isaac, he's lost at a higher level. If he loses at this level, where's he expecting to go from there? It makes him a really high-paid sparring partner. That's what it makes him. A loss damages his career more than it does Mikael Lawal's career. Mikael he's unbeaten. If he loses, all right, you've lost once. Let's see what happens next time because of being in for X, Y, Z. But for Isaac, I think he needs this win more than Lawal does.
So how does Isaac beat Mikael?
I think he'll try and outbox him. I don't know if he's got the power to take Lawal out. I don't see him winning it inside the distance. I think if Chamberlain wins, it'll be points.
What do you reckon, Andy?
I think he needs to be busy, Isaac. And he is a busy fighter. He's quite explosive. He likes to get nice and tight, nice and close. He throws quite a lot of punches. He's good all round. When he snaps out that jab, it can be a good weapon as well. I think he's got more to his all-round game than Mikael has got. And he's just got to keep him. He's got to make him work and make him work hard. And he'll have it in his head, I think. I'm interested to see what you two think about this. He'll have it in his head, I think, Isaac, that if we get into the second half of the fight and Mikael hasn't really had any success, he might feel, I think, that Mikael might start to feel a little bit sorry for himself and go missing. I think that's what Team Chamberlain, I think that's what they believe.
They have sparred before, back in 2018. We've seen the footage. Neither of them give him too much away about it. Can we read too much into that, do you think? We can't really see anything in there going to this fight from that, surely.
So the gloves you wore, 16 ounce, maybe 18 ounce gloves you're sparring with, makes a lot of difference to the speed, the landing, how you feel the shots land. I think we're all singing off the same hymn sheet in regards to how this fight can be won or lost. By you look at Mikael Lawal, his punch output, he probably falls maybe, I don't know, 60 to 120 punches per round, whereas Isaac could probably throw 120 to 200 punches around. So it's about controlling that pace. And if he controls the pace and keeps waiting and waiting and waiting, then he brings Lawal into it. So he needs to make sure pace is the key. And when pace works, pace will help him run away with the fight.
But that's all very easy to say, isn't it? But when it is such high stakes, there's been a lot of moving and changing this week, hasn't there, as well? They've had that to contend with, whether it was even going to go ahead after the O2. We didn't know. They've had all that to deal with. It's going to be hard to keep all that in check on Saturday for both of them.
It is, Anna, and I'm also hearing things about sparring with both fighters, some good, some bad. So, and this is first-hand information in regards to what I'm hearing. So it's not second-hand gossip. And so, therefore, if sparring's anything to go by, I'm telling you, pace is the key. Anything less than that, Isaac loses. But also the power from Lawal that I'm hearing is ridiculous. But when you're hearing the sparring job, when you're hearing the sparring stories, it's refreshing, it's interesting.
When you're at York Hall, though, as well, this is the perfect fight, isn't it, to headline York Hall?
Yeah, they're local lads, aren't they? And there's, I think it'll be a full house. I think the atmosphere will be electric. There is history there. They have sparred. I'd imagine they know lots of mutual people. Look, I think you have to say Chamberlain is the favourite, experience, etc. But I think Lawal, as Johnny just said there, the power is real. He really does bang hard, and he could turn it around.
And for the winner, I mean, the doors that could open there, because the division domestically, especially in the UK, it's thriving, isn't it? It's really, really booming, and they will absolutely want to be part of that.
Oh, absolutely. It has been for a while. I mean, you look at, Billum Smith, we think we know who he's got next before Christmas. Richard Riakpour, Julian Thompson had a world title fight recently. Chev Fox coming up on the rail. Vidal, Lawrence Okoli. I'm missing people out, so apologies to anybody I'm missing out. Tommy McCarthy's boxing for a European title soon as well. And I do think York Hall is a factor, because York Hall is an intense kind of a place. I think it takes a bit more out of you, just the closeness of it, the kind of visceral nature of it, and if things could get a bit emotional in there, then it kind of reminds me of the old Wembley. You'll need to bear with me on this a bit. Do you remember on the old Wembley, people would talk about how sapping the Wembley pitch was and how it was different playing at Wembley than it was anywhere else? I kind of feel like York Hall's like that in a boxing sense. It's this kind of crucible of heat where everything just seems to be on top of everything else, and I think it takes it out of you a bit more than other places.
What did you prefer, Johnny, as a fighter, fighting in somewhere like York Hall or the bigger spaces?
Well, not many big places to take me, actually. So, so the York Hall was a regular. It was a phone box before that. But fighting in a big arena, if you can take that kind of pressure, take that kind of heat, it's second to none. But I love the York Hall, and it's easy for me to say that. But I love the York Hall. I love the atmosphere, the vibe.
It's the home
the
of
energy.
Boxing, really, isn't it?
It's the gym. But speaking, you asked Danny about where does the winner go after this. Remember, there's over 25 million viewers on NBC, Peacock service, the streaming service. Now, these guys that are fighting tonight could actually be catapulted in a position to be seen by American eyes and say, all right, I'm going to have that guy as an opponent. So the opportunities, not just here on the UK, they're worldwide now, which is a great shout for these fighters to become stars.
All right, okay, well, let's get our weigh-in underway then for this brilliant fight night coming away on Saturday night. So let's hand you over to Big Mo for the introductions.
Good afternoon, fight fans, and welcome back to London. Welcome back to the Genesis Cinema. And I welcome all of our viewers joining us on Sky Sports. And welcome to the last day of Fight Week before the show goes on tomorrow night at York Hall. Today is the weigh-ins. We'll be bringing up every single fighter competing tomorrow night up onto the scales, allow them to pose, flex off, and face off before the show at York Hall. We begin our contest with 8 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first to the scales from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. She is the reigning WIBA World and Canadian Featherweight Champion. Here is Vanessa Tisiga Bradford.
Came a long way from the Ville, damn right. We done made a year without a deal, damn right. Fake ones always tell me keep it real, but it's cameras on the cameras. I'ma tell you how I feel. I walk it like I talk it, oh yeah. Damn.
Official weight, 8 stone, 13 pounds for Vanessa Bradford.
Nowadays it's fuck you pay me while we talking, damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Damn right.
And her opponent. She is undefeated with a professional record of 4 victories versus no defeats. She fights out of Macclesfield, England, and she is the 2020 Olympic bronze medalist. Here is Karis Ardingstall.
Yeah, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. She the devil.
Official weight, 9 stone even for Karis Ardingstall.
Smiles there for Karis, Johnny. She's looking good. She's looking ready to go. She's one of those fighters. It comes to fight week, and it's all about business, isn't it?
Complete business. She's not had a smile on her face for her opponent. 28 years old, unbeaten in 4 fights. She has ambition to go places and make a statement. And remember, Bradford, 39 years old. She's been in with the likes of Mikael Lawal. So it's a chance for Karis to make a mark, to say, you know what, just compare what I do to her in comparison to what you do.
Yeah, Vanessa Bradford been in with the likes of Michaela Mayer, Alicia Baumgartner. She's been the distance with those, shows what sort of level she's at. But a good test for Karis at this stage in her career.
Yeah, very much so. And it'll, she's not boxing as often as we'd like a prospect to box, but at least the fights have to mean something. And this opponent, to get a win here, will certainly be that.
Andy, what will Karis be looking to get out of Saturday, do you think?
I think very soon someone is really going to get it off Karis Ardingstall. She's been on the simmer throughout her pro career so far. She's an intense kind of individual. She's never really happy with how she performed. We saw that last time in her assessment of her performance.
But then she said she did watch it back last
and
week.
she gave herself a bit more credit. Yeah. And I feel like she's ready to go. I feel like a big performance is in there, just waiting to come out. And if Vanessa Bradford's unlucky, it'll be her who's going to get it tomorrow night.
Very aggressive as a southpaw, isn't she, Karis?
She needs to be that kind of fighter. That's who she is. That's who she was, an amateur. Very intense, no messing about, no nonsense. And so you can't really try and hot foot her or Connor because she's not playing that game. She just wants to get stuck in. So if you make sure you're fit and make sure you're ready to fight, otherwise she'll take you out.
All right, well, let's hear from Vanessa Bradford. She's with Andy Scott.
Vanessa, all smiles. You look good on the scales there. You've travelled around the world and boxed in all 4 corners. Just how confident are you now you're here and weighed in and ready to go?
Oh, we had a really good camp, you know what I mean? I'm super confident. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy the show's still going on. So, yeah, I'm super confident.
What will be the keys to victory for you? What do you want to show us?
I just want to show you my power. I don't think she's met anybody in the ring with my kind of power, you know what I mean? And I adapt to every style. You know, I can switch it up. I can do it all. So, yeah.
Have you got a message for friends and family back home?
Yeah, tune in because it's going to be a wicked, wicked fight tomorrow night for sure.
Wish you all the best. Thank you, Vanessa. And just bring up Karis Ardingstall. Karis, same to you. Looking good on the scales there. It's biggest test as a pro for you. So what do you want to show us tomorrow night?
I just want to show what I've been working on in the gym, show how hard I've been working on in the gym and the little tweaks that I've made from obviously previous performances.
It is a step up on paper and she's talking a good fight and seems very confident.
They all talk a good fight, but it's different when you're in the ring facing me on it. So let's see on Saturday.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
A little smile there from Andy Scott. She doesn't really ever give much away, does she, Karis, on fight, but you can kind of understand it.
Yeah, she keeps the cards close to her chest, but I think she's just confident in her own ability. She doesn't focus on her opponent, she focuses on what she needs to do. But I agree with Andy, I think she's due a big performance, and I think we might see that tomorrow night.
Yeah. Benwell, England, here is Joe Laws. Official weight, 11 stone, 11 pounds for Joe Laws. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner tomorrow night, he comes to us with a professional record of 11 victories versus 1 loss and 1 draw, with 2 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Sevenoaks, England, here is Mikael Hennessy Jr.
CD. I see a thing that I touch, tell me about talking stage, gotta tell her don't force it. Beef man, pepper and salt, it me and RJ, gotta pull up no talking trap. You ain't got
Official weight, 11 stone, 10 pounds for Hennessy Jr.
You know what, Johnny, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I'm going to make you say what you said when Joe Laws walked the scales. And with the chain around his neck, you said...
That can't be real if he's getting on the scales with that chain around his neck. Oh, he's very light.
Do you know what? Just look at these two. It started yesterday at the press conference.
Joe Laws, 29 years old. He's 6 years older than Mikael Hennessy. I sat outside with this young man. He's fired up. That's who he needs to be. He's a character. He's only stopped 5 out of his 13 wins, and he fights one way.
He's taken this fight, Joe Laws, at a couple of weeks' notice. He's made it well known that a couple of weeks ago we were sat on his sofa eating cheesecake and cocktails. But the reason for taking this fight was he said that when he trains and speaks to the children in the gym, the kids in the gym, he's always saying you've got to take your opportunities. So he's doing exactly that.
Yeah, no, credit to him for that. I think he's trying to get in the face and trying to intimidate Mikael Hennessy Jr., who's young, a bit more placid and quiet. So he's trying to definitely old man him in the psychological side of things.
Couple of questions, Andy. One, could Joe be too fired up, do you think, a little bit?
No, I don't think so. This is how he likes to do it. I tell you what, though, I like him with this extra weight on him. When we saw him the first time around, he was around lightweight, super lightweight, so 140. This is 165. And you look at him there, you could see where a little bit could go if it really needed to, but he looks good.
All right, let's hear from him now. Shadow boxing, hopefully not in Andy's direction. Let's
Joe,
hear from him
you've
now.
got another 24 hours, but charged up, ready to go. Just let us inside your brain there. What's going on?
I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to go right now. Tomorrow night's going to be a war. I'm bringing the fireworks.
Yeah, please don't go right now, but ready to be let off the leash. I mean, that was your saying yesterday, like a staffy, they've made a mistake here. You're ready to go, let off the leash tomorrow night.
Listen, Sky Sports have made a mistake. He's made a mistake. The biggies have made a mistake.
We get the sense that you're going to meet him in the centre of the ring. Do you think he'll meet you there?
We'll see, won't we? If he does, big mistake. But, mate, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
We know about Benwell. We know what it means to you. What's the message for everyone back home that can't make the journey that's going to be watching tomorrow?
Big up to the Benwell boys. Pick up the Jobs gym. Let's go.
Okay, good luck, Joe. Michael, just come and help me out as well. Please, no swearing on this one. That was a feisty head-to-head, to say the least.
Definitely, you know, we're both pumped up, we're both bringing it tomorrow, so we're going to let it all out tomorrow night and we're going to try to take each other's heads off.
Yeah, what about a cool head in a hot kitchen, and actually it's the one that can keep their head that will prevail?
Definitely, I plan on keeping my calm, making him miss, making him pay. He seems very pumped up, he seems like he's going to waste a lot of energy, and I plan on stopping him mid to late rounds.
Yeah, we got that impression. When the first bell rings, you do get the impression he's going to come flying out the traps. Are you prepared for that?
Absolutely, no, I expect nothing less.
Have you got a final prediction?
TKO.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Johnny, the two know each other very well. I mean, they know each other very well from the amateur days, don't they? They sort of sparred yesterday, again, back and forth of who got the better of the two in that story.
And Michael sparred him when he was 15, 16 years old. Now you look at this man get on the scales. He's got the body of a man, and there's a massive difference. So Laws is inspired by what when they were 16 years old and he was 21 years old. He'd be a fool to do so. But this is going to be a really interesting battle between those two.
First to the scales, he comes to us with a professional record of 16 wins versus just 1 loss, with 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Walthamstow, England, he is the reigning English super welterweight champion, the Magic Man, Sam Gilly. $11 stone even for Sam Gilly. And his opponent, the champion, fighting out of the red corner. He comes to us with a professional record of 16 wins versus 3 losses, with 10 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Stroud, England. He is the reigning, defending Commonwealth Super Welterweight Champion, the Medway Brawler, Louis Green. Official weight, 10 stone, 12 pounds for the champion, Louis Green.
All good there, then, Matt. This is a fight that really could catch fire.
Yeah, I think so. Very well matched. Louis Green, he spoke well yesterday, I thought, about taking fights, short notice, losing, but learning from them and coming back. I think him and Gilly. Gilly's probably the one who's the favourite in the fight, I would imagine. He's kind of had a good current form, but I think it's anyone's fight.
What do you think it'll come down to, Andy?
I would give Gilly probably the edge of the skill differential, but if you're going to make that count, then you have to match your opponent for will, and I think this is going to be a battle of wills. I love this fight, and I love where we are for it too, because you know these two could have gone at it back in the 50s at the old Mile End Arena just down the road. We're in prime time East End boxing territory. You could stick their faces on a poster from back in those days, and it would be appropriate, because they'll shake hands and then they will try and take each other's heads off, and then they'll shake hands again at the end.
Well, yesterday they were sat next door to each other at a press conference. That was a fine thing to do, and there is respect between these two. But on Saturday night, that is going to go out the window, surely, Johnny.
And that's why you've got to keep an eye on this bout. Both these guys have walked the same path. Both former Southern Area welterweight champions. Both can punch. There's a little between their age. There's a little between their knockout ratios and their records. And so this is why this one has got fireworks written all over it. This is for the Commonwealth title. So it's an opportunity, one, a fighter to stamp his authority, and two, to link all the other. So again, an interesting fight.
All right, let's hear from both fighters now with Andy.
Just tell us what's going to happen tomorrow night, and what were the last words that you said to him there at the head-to-head?
I just said, let's go to war tomorrow night. This is all the hard stuff's done, all the frustrating stuff's done. We can look forward to a fun fight now, and the new.
I always wonder about which bit is the best bit. Is it making the weight and stepping off the scales, or is it finally stepping into that ring on fight night?
I mean, it's seeing that weight flick up on them scales. That's the best bit for me. Because listen, it's hard. I'm going to be absolutely massive tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to a nice bit of food now. And Greg's got some treats for me to put some weight on. And yeah, let's get going.
Biggest platform, biggest night of your professional career to date. What will it mean to you to win this title, and what have you got to do to overcome Louis Green?
Oh, I mean, this is stuff that I've dreamed of since I started when I was 11. I've said that a few times. Do you know what I mean? Again, thank you to Sky, to Boxer, for keeping this on. Because, yeah, it means the world. Do you know what I mean? We put so much into this for 10 weeks. And it's here now, so we can just go and enjoy it.
Everyone can't be wrong, but everybody says that this is going to be a great fight. Presumably, though, you would settle for a boring fight on points that you win. I just can't see it, though.
No way. I wouldn't settle for that. I'd rather have a good, hard fight with Lou. And, yeah, let's entertain the fans. There's a reason that Boxer have kept this show on. It's because of fights like this. So we've got to go and repay them with a nice, fun fight.
Good stuff. Let you go and get something to eat and drink. Let's bring up the champion, Louis Green. Louis, I mean, to talk about, it does what it says on the tin. We think this one's going to be good. He's promising that he's going to meet you there, and it's going to be an entertaining fight. What do you have to say to that?
I think the same. We've been saying it every interview, all the interviews yesterday and all the interviews leading up to this. We both said the same thing all the time. Every time it's been asked, it's been the same answer.
What's the difference between you and him? Why do you win this fight tomorrow night?
Why do I win this fight? I look at every fight like the same. I've been away, I've been here, I've been the underdog, I've been on top. I've got a lot of good experience. I think the fight is just going to be a good, hard, solid fight from the get-go. But I'm going to come away the winner.
I hope you don't take this as a criticism, it's a compliment, but you're fairly emotionless in this build-up, not letting too much, get to you, not giving too much either. But what would it mean to you to defend that belt tomorrow night? Yes, it's not at the O2, but it is on a huge platform. You have a lot more eyes watching you tomorrow night.
I don't care that it's not at the O2. The mecca of boxing is the York Hall. I'm just grateful that the show's gone ahead. Everyone put the amount of work in to keep the show alive, and me and Sam are going to get in there and put on a good performance for everyone to watch at home and ringside.
Wish you all the best. Go well.
Take care, mate.
I love that, Johnny. He doesn't care it's not the O2. Back at the York Hall, Mecca of boxing.
That's right.
Bang on.
A championship bout that has been building for months has now been elevated to the main event live from the home of British boxing, and it is for the British and vacant Commonwealth Cruiserweight Championships. Scheduled for 12 3-minute rounds, it is promoted by Ben Shalom and Boxer and brought to you live on Sky Sports and NBC's Peacock. Introducing first to the scales, he is the challenger. He holds a professional record of 15 victories versus 2 defeats, with 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Brixton, London, England, he is the former Southern Area champion, and he is the Commonwealth Championship contender, and he is the current reigning IBF International Cruiserweight champion and was one half of the Fight of the Year in 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Isaac I.C. Chamberlain. Official weight, 14 stone, 3 pounds, for the challenger, Isaac Chamberlain. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, the champion. He is one of the most feared punchers in the cruiserweight division, holding a perfect undefeated record of 17 wins, no losses, with 11 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Shepherd's Bush, London, England, by way of Lagos, Nigeria, he is the reigning, defending British Cruiserweight Champion, Mikael Lethal Lawal.
I'm prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gon' go get it. No kidding. Breaking down a switch in front of your building. Sitting on the steps, feeling no feelings. Last night it was a cold killing. You gotta keep the devil in his hole, nigga. But you know how it go, nigga.
Isn't it his pace, not being rushed, not being cornered into anything he doesn't want to be in. So this is all about him. He's a British champion for the vacant Commonwealth title as well. So this is big stakes for both these boys.
Official weight, 14 stone, 2 pounds, for the defending champion, Lethal Mikael Lawal.
Matt, both fighters looking good on the scales.
Yeah, both in top shape. Didn't expect anything different. Isaac, he's got big legs, hasn't he? You know, he doesn't look that big upper body, but his legs are
Strong
solid.
legs.
Yeah, really strong legs. Where Lawal, a bit more massive back, hasn't he? So, but yeah, both in great shape.
And Isaac's demeanour a little bit more subdued today.
I just think he's more zoned in. It's just more all business now. There's no time for jibes. There's no time for trying to get under your opponent's skin. You just want to get on the scales, and then you look in each other's eyes and see if you can detect anything there. I don't think they will, other than an absolute self-belief, rock-solid self-belief that they're going to win. I like the look of Lawal on the scales too, though. 14-2, so had a little bit to spare. In the past, sometimes we've seen him, and he's looked a little bit too muscle-bound, a bit too top-heavy. But there's a nice kind of symmetry to him here, I think.
Definitely no hurry going on today. All part of the tactics, I think, maybe, Johnny.
No, Lawal. I think this is the most comfortable environment he will ever be in. He's one of those
Explain
fights
why.
because the comfort of the chaos, the comfort of the pressure, the comfort of the uncomfortable. Certain fighters feel comfort in that situation. Away from fighting, they lose it. They don't know what to do with themselves. They feel lost. I think he feels comfortable in this uncomfortable environment. So right now, him taking his time, right now all the chaos and all the people trying to pressure him to do what he's doing, he like this. That's his comfort position.
Are you in agreement with Andy that it's all about fighting now? Isaac's demeanour is a little bit more subdued. Like I said, it's not the same Isaac we've seen all week that he's been trying to goad Mikael. It is a lot more sort of zoned in now, isn't he? Which is expected.
Look at the security. The security's got to lock on these boys because if Lawal's going to snap, he's going to snap now. You know, if Isaac's going to try any trick in the book, he's got to try it now because the next time they meet is when the bell goes. That's the next time he's got to talk to him. He's got to get in his face. He's got to try and get in his head because this is the last opportunity before the bell goes, and that's why. So that's twice now this week. The last few weeks, these two guys have not seen each other.
Mikael, though, Matt looks like he's having absolutely none of it. Isaac's trying to talk to him, trying to get that last bit under his skin, but Mikael's like, nah.
Nah, he's just focused. And he's been like that all week. The press conference, he didn't bite. You know, you could see really trying to goad him, trying to get him to react, but he just stayed calm.
It's tense though, isn't it? You can really feel the tension in the air between these two. It's a genuine rivalry.
Yeah, you can. I love weigh-ins because I don't know whether it's in my head, but there's always just kind of a smell of the weigh-in. It's adrenaline. It's people having to make weight. It's testosterone. It's anticipation.
Here,
it's just that kind of cordite in the air, and you can get a massive whiff of it off the both of them. You know, you really can. You're watching them just kind of pacing around each other. It's great. Okay, Andy is poised and ready to strike, I think.
All right, let's hear from Isaac. I believe he's with Andy.
Isaac Chamberlain, you had plenty to say to him at the head-to-head there. Within reason, what can you tell us?
Don't worry, see, tomorrow night, man, it's finally here. Thank you for everyone that came out to support. I appreciate every single one of you. It's going to be a great night to remember at the prestigious Your Call.
I wonder if it'll be...
What are you looking at? What's still this? What are you doing? What are you doing? Tomorrow night. All that stuff don't scare me. I don't know what you think this is, bruv. We trying to intimidate, bruv.
I have to say, for the first part of that, I thought you were talking to me. Sorry to kill the vibe in here. I was just about to say, just doing my job. I wonder if it is all the sweeter, or it will be all the sweeter with the fact that, you know, how many press conferences have we had? This is not the first time that you've been prepared to do this, but finally tomorrow night that rivalry will be buried.
Yeah, I'm very grateful, man. I worked hard for this. You know, I put in my miles, I put in the hard yards. You know, I put in the work. So time to reap the rewards tomorrow. God is with me. Who can be against me? Straight up.
I'm not trying to overhype this, but both of you have gone to great lengths to say this isn't personal, but even that little exchange there, is it just the case that it means so much to both of you that no one's backing down?
He's still looking at me, bro. Why you keep staring at me, guys? It's all good, man. It's all good. I'm gassed, man. I'm hyped for this, man. It's gonna be a great atmosphere tomorrow at the Your Call, and it's gonna be a great victory. I say victory, and I mean that because I'm doing everything it takes to win.
You are the challenger, though, and winning a British title in a vacant Commonwealth is not supposed to be easy. Do you see this as potentially the toughest night of your career, and you're going to have to box the best of your career?
It's never going to be easy. No fight is easy. It takes like a lot to get into that ring and fight. You know, in front of thousands, in front of people watching. The pressure is high. Everything, all stakes. But I'm with it.
Got a final prediction? I know you say you're going to win, but how?
I'm knocking him out.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Isaac. I'm going to let you exit that way just for safety reasons, obviously. Mikael, come and just join us in here. Proudly carrying that British title, you've got every intention of keeping hold of it and not letting go of it tomorrow night.
100%, man. This is my belt. I'm taking it back home with me.
He's had a lot to say. You haven't really had too much to say, but you are very good at just keeping an eye on him. You were just giving him one last look there.
No, nothing like personal. He's talking. I'm listening to him talk. That's what I was doing. I don't know what he's talking about. I think the pressure's actually getting to him. Like all this talking he's doing doesn't actually bother me in any way, shape or form. He can do whatever he's doing. At the end of the day, we're going to let our fists talk.
Yeah, that's interesting though, because you have had to have relatively thick skin in all of this, because he has engaged in a bit of a mental sort of attack there that you're going to have good people around you and just try and block it out. And have you managed that?
Yeah, 100%. But everything he's saying doesn't bother me, man. He thinks that he knows things about me or whatever. You can just keep on talking, man. And tomorrow night we'll find out.
One thing I would say, and it's a phrase that I've already used once today, is it perhaps cool heads need to prevail here, and it'll be the one that can keep his head when everybody else is losing theirs that will win this fight. Do you agree?
To a degree, yeah, 100%. I think you've got to be calm in the war, and obviously you have to do what you have to do to get the win in it, so that's it.
You released a pretty good promotional video on your channels that we've shared as well, and the toothbrush was buried in there, and tomorrow night, does this rivalry end for good?
It has to, man. It has to end. This fight, it's been literally the whole year we've been talking about it, so we've got to put an end to it.
And still, and the new, a chance to retain the British and lift the Commonwealth. Will you give us a final prediction?
I'm just going to win.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Mikael Lawal, Matt, as chilled as you like, he's not letting anything affect him as he ahead of tomorrow.
No, it could be more opposite, could
Yeah.
he, to Chamberlain? Chamberlain trying to hype it, like I said, gas it up, gets that energy going, but Mikael just bringing it right back down.
But that could perhaps give Mikael the edge on Saturday if he can keep those emotions in check and not let them run away with him. That could give him the extra level.
Yeah, could do, because as you get closer and closer to a fight, you could see people change during the week. You could see them change during the weeks building up to it. And this is huge for Isaac, as we outlined earlier on. And of course, it's big for Mikael as well, but he does seem nice and relaxed now. He seems to be getting more relaxed the closer we get to the fight. And the tricks, the plays that Isaac has tried on him the last couple of days haven't really worked. So I'm kind of more
he was
fascinated.
Still trying there, the interview, wasn't he? The last
I'm more
ditch attempt to
fascinated
get
than
there.
ever now to see what we'll get tomorrow night. He's got the vibe to me, Lawal, of someone who has just been sitting there and listening to someone saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You've got something I want. And he's sitting there on his sofa almost with that right hand cocked thinking, I've got something you want, I've got something I'm going to give you. And he's going to give it to him tomorrow.
Johnny, what's going to happen? What's your prediction? I can't ask Matt and Andy. They're exempt from this now.
You're off the hook now, Matthew, after yesterday.
Officially, it's all on you.
When we're sat there looking at them going in, the realisation was this, and I'll repeat it again. Mikael Lawal actually feels calmer in this kind of chaos. I don't know what his life is like away from this. I don't know what is the mess up setup is, but he's one of those few fighters, like your Tysons, like your Tyson Furies, like your Roberto Durans, that feel comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, which is why this kind of chaos there, this is where it grows. So Isaac tried everything possible. Isaac's very good at causing trouble in that room. But this fight now is down to who's got the right game plan in there, who's going to take the pace, who's going to take away, and who's mentally strong enough. He's unbeaten. 17-0, he's unbeaten. He can bang. And so now he's got to think, right, I've got to break through, I break you, and make sure I keep this steady intention all the way through the fight. It's going to be a good fight no matter what. It'll be a hard fight for both fighters. I would lean towards Isaac.
I thought you were going to get away with it then. I thought you were desperately trying to give me a long answer to avoid. Finish what you're saying, Johnny, sorry.
I would lean towards Isaac because of his boxing skill and ability. I'll always go with the boxer over the puncher, and I will lean towards Isaac for that reason.
It's going to be a brilliant fight. In terms of the undercard, though, it is a good card. Like I say, 4 really good fights. Who are you most looking forward to seeing?
It's difficult to say, but I don't know. I look at Joe Laws and him against Hennessy. I think that could be an awful lot of fun because Laws.
I've enjoyed this fight.
Yeah, he can fight as well. We've seen him before. He can fight. When you're a big ticket seller, sometimes people like to tear you down. And people loved it when he lost to Ryland Child, and they didn't like to see it because he didn't deserve it, the reaction he got from social media. He's hardened now. He's in the away corner. He looks in good shape. Michael's confident too, but I think that could be very, very interesting.
Matt?
Yeah, that, but also Caris, you know, she fascinates me a little bit, and I think she's due a big performance. And this is definitely a step up. Hard fight for her, but she's got a big pedigree, you know, Olympian and all that. So, yeah, looking forward to that one.
And like you said, Johnny, what an opportunity for the fighters with all the eyeballs from stateside will be on them on Saturday night.
I wonder if they know that. I wonder if they actually realise that how big it is, how big a deal it is. It's a massive deal because other opportunities will all of a sudden come their way. And this is a great shout for any fighter that has the ability to be on that platform, to grab someone's attention stateside. And again, that's all you want in your career.
I'm really looking forward to it. That's it from us here today. Guys, thank you for your company. See you tomorrow night. Make sure you join us, 7:30 p.m. start time live from York Hall in Bethnal Green. We are live on Sky Sports Arena and Sky Showcase. We shall see you then.